Welcome to our discussion on US policies and China's rise. We're digging into Peter Walker's insights today.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating look at how US containment strategies are failing to curb China's momentum.
Right, so Peter Walker essentially argues that the US tried containment, and when that didn't work, they moved on to tariffs, which are predicted to fail as well because, well, the trends have already shifted.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? The whole assumption that China would crumble like the Soviet Union really comes off as a miscalculation.
Exactly. The US expected that China would collapse under its own weight, but instead they've been witnessing a rapid rise in manufacturing and technology, almost like a phoenix rising.
Yep, right. And speaking of technology, it's pretty eye-opening how breakthroughs from companies like Huawei and even DeepSeek have shattered US illusions, wouldn't you say?
Oh, totally. It's like it's like every time the US thought they had a technological edge, China came out with something that just turned the tables.
Yeah, exactly. But here's a question. Do you think these tariffs could ever be a viable countermeasure? Or is it just too little, too late?
Well, I respectfully challenge that idea. The tariffs seem frankly like a reactive patch rather than a strategic solution.
Right, I see what you mean. I tend to agree. Tariffs might slow things for a moment, but are they really enough to counter the innovation and efficiency in Chinese industries?
Precisely. And when we look at it, the US misjudged the entire scenario. They expected a collapse, similar to what happened with the Soviet Union, but China was building up its own robust infrastructure and technological base.
That's a key point. Yeah, it's like they were playing chess while the US was still playing checkers.
Exactly. And the analogy fits well. The strategic play here is entirely different from what the US had anticipated.
So, in terms of, say, technological breakthroughs, what do you think made the biggest impact?
I'd say it's the leaps in manufacturing and tech innovations, like from Huawei to DeepSeek. It's like a domino effect where each breakthrough leads to more impressive achievements.
Yes, indeed. But here's something to ponder. Could the US have done something differently from the start, or was their strategic misreading inevitable?
That's a good point. In hindsight, they perhaps undervalued the significance of China's industrial policies and investment in innovation. It's like they thought that the absence of instant collapse meant weakness.
Exactly. And now, as the tariffs step in, it's just an attempt to mechanically try and contain, when really, the evolution of China's economy was already too far advanced.
True, it's almost as if the US policy was stuck in a mindset that doesn't appreciate the rapid pace of technological change in
Yeah, I
China.
agree. Do you think it's possible that the US will shift away from these strategies in the near future?
Potentially, but that would require a major a paradigm shift. They'd need to move from reactive measures like tariffs to, well, engaging in genuine technological and industrial collaboration or competition.
Right? That makes a lot of sense. I mean, it's almost like fighting a modern day war with outdated weapons.
Exactly. It's like trying to use an old playbook in a game where the rules have already changed significantly.
Yep, exactly right. And what about the political or strategic narratives? How do you see that playing out?
Oh, that's layered too. The narrative of US containment policies has become increasingly dissonant as we see empirical evidence of China's triumphs. It's like the narrative was written for a previous era.
Very much so. So, there's a sort of disconnect between the policy's intentions and the actual outcomes.
Precisely. And this disconnect only becomes starker when you factor in how integrated China has become in global supply chains and technology ecosystems.
Right, right. It's almost as if the US containment strategy is simply not designed for a world where competition is defined by rapid technological growth rather than ideological standoffs.
Exactly, which is why Peter Walker's insights are so pivotal. They highlight not just economic or tactical missteps, but a fundamental misreading of global power
Exactly,
structures.
yes. In light of all this, do you think there's any hope for effective policy realignment by the US?
I do think there might be room for adjustment, but it will require a sincere bottom up rethinking of strategy, moving away from outdated models and embracing a more nuanced approach that factors in innovation and global interdependence.
I hear you. And that rethinking might involve not just tougher tariffs, but more collaborative frameworks or competitive yet fair policies.
Absolutely. The challenge is reimagining the playbook entirely, focusing on modern competition and technological leadership rather than just trying to box in a rising power with old tactics.
Yep, that's it. It's a tough shift, but the alternative seems to be a continued mismatch between strategy and reality, which isn't sustainable in the long run.
Exactly. And as we see, every new breakthrough from China further undermines clinging to antiquated containment measures. It's like being in a race where the rules keep changing and the US is always a step behind.
Yes, exactly. Well, this has been a stimulating analysis of US containment policies and how they're falling short against China's dynamic growth.
Absolutely. It really underscores the need for policies that are adaptable, forward looking, and deeply informed by current global realities.
Right on. Thanks for this engaging chat on such a critical topic. It's definitely given a lot to think about regarding global strategy and policy realignment.
Anytime. It's been a great discussion. Let's hope decision makers can catch up with these insights.